Ruben Amorim possibly uttered the epitaph for his Manchester United career on Tuesday night. "We knew that they will play with the 5, he said. They, being Wolves, sign up for the Man United newsletter. Thank you. Wolves took their 3rd point of the season off UnitedCredit. Getty. Amorim had a night to forget against WolvesCredit. Getty. Winless Wolves with 2 points and a -29 goal difference from 18 games at kickoff. Winless Wolves that are still 8 points away from equaling the 11 points dismal derby managed in 2007-08. It is not an exaggeration to say United's result against Wolves was their worst in the 33.5 years of the Premier League against what could be the worst team in the Premier League era. The goalless stalemate with Sunderland on Good Friday in 2006 is up there, or down there. Losing a home banker to Sheffield United in January 2021 was inexcusable, although it came during the soullessness of the COVID restrictions. Read more in football. Kenny Miller's savable winner for eventually relegated Wolves in January 2004 signalled the beginning of the end for United's title challenge. That Wolves side finished 20th, but with 33 points, 11 times as many as the current sunken ship. That Amorim switched to a back 3 after the success of a back 4 against Newcastle on Boxing Day was illogical. United players appeared liberated by the 4-2-3-1 formation they set up in against Newcastle, and Amorim's pre-match press conference for Wolves was dominated by his promise of more tactical flexibility. Most read in football. Almost from kickoff against Wolves, United were a rabble. Amorim was either on his haunches, outstretching his arms, or berating a player. Joshua Zirkzee copped it for not dropping deep, and his deflected goal could not spare him from a halftime substitution. Zirkzee is so languid, he would fit in well with the Cavalier culture in the England Test team. Amorim claimed United struggled against Wolves' overload in midfield, and it was only balanced out with Jack Fletcher's interval introduction. Only Fletcher, an attacking midfielder, played out of position on the right wing as Amorim rejigged the formation to 4-2-3-1 for the second half. United are in limbo. Glance at the Premier League table and they are 6th. Those below them are unlikely to disturb those above them. So United could sleepwalk to a Europa League place. Privately, the hierarchy targeted a top 6 finish in pre-season. But in the context of the first 19 league games, coming 6th would not constitute a success. There is a Champions League place there for the taking, and United were briefly 4th during the 18 minutes they led Wolves. Liverpool imploded for 2 months, yet they now find themselves above United and could pull 5 points clear if they beat Leeds on New Year's Day. Wolves deserved their point credit. Getty. United made it 3 wins in a row against Brighton in October. Credit. Getty. If a gap develops, United will become increasingly distant in Liverpool's rearview mirrors. Because United struggle manfully to win back-to-back games. That was one reason why some felt United would come a cropper against Wolves. Apart from the 3-match winning run against Sunderland, Liverpool and Brighton in October, United have not strung together back-to-back wins this term. The only other time they managed it under Amorim was in January against Rangers, Fulham and Steaua Bucharest. Amorim said there was no excuse for the result against Wolves on a night United were without 8 players. His confidence of a high finish hinges on those players' returns. "I'm really confident," he stressed. "We just need to recover all the players and I'm really confident. I don't know what is going to happen until the end of the season. But I'm really confident when we recover all the players that we are going to be a strong team. That there is no doubt in my mind." Yet United were erratic even when Bruno Fernandes, Brian Mbeumo, Ahmad, Mason Mount, Kobbie Mainoo, Nosair Mazraoui, Matthijs de Ligt and Harry Maguire were all on the matchday team sheet. The attacking quintet were all involved in the chaotic 4-4 draw with Bournemouth barely 2 weeks ago, as well as the dreary draw with West Ham and diabolical defeat to Everton at home. There is a danger that Nottingham Forest away signalled a turn for the worse for United. They headed into that match on November 1st on a 3-match winning streak, were 1-0 up at half-time and Forest were spitting feathers over the legitimacy of Casemiro's goal from a corner. Fernandes has missed 2 games with a hamstring injury. Credit. Getty. Forest away was a missed opportunity for UnitedCredit. Getty. Within 5 minutes of the restart, United were 2-1 down. A week later, they went 1-0 up at Tottenham only to go behind 2-1. Late equalizers were required in both draws. United have gone 1-0 up but failed to win 6 times this season. 5 of those have come during this sequence of 3 wins from 10 games, starting with the Forest fixture. It is rotten luck for Amorim that his attack is depleted. The Africa Cup of Nations has hit United hard already and there were 4 attackers at the most on the pitch against Wolves. Yet when the Stretford end chanted, "Attack, attack, attack," the first substitute to be summoned was defender Lenny Yoro. Amorim has form for that. There was the same rallying cry from the away end in the second game of the season at Fulham and Amorim swapped 2 defenders for 2 defenders. Aidan Heaven's removal for Yoro against Wolves was booed. Partly down to the pointlessness of a late like-for-like change in defence and Heaven's decent form. Amorim's hands were tied with the attacking change. When his assistant, Carlos Fernandes, ordered Bendito Manteto to head back to the dugout, it took a few seconds as the teenage substitutes were unsure which of them was going on. Cunha was poor against his former club. Credit. PA. Manteto made his debut. Credit. Offside via Getty Images. Manteto never looked capable of stepping up for his Federico Macheda moment. Shea Lacey going unused was odd when he is a winger by trade, unlike Fletcher, and had a promising impact on his debut at Aston Villa. Recommended stories. Chido Obi had the most first-team minutes of all the academy substitutes and a switch to 4-4-2 was merited. Yet he kept his coat on. Judging by the full-time reaction, some at Old Trafford would like Amorim to get his coat. Ticket plus hotel room for Man Utd games from £155. Get tickets to see Man Utd at Old Trafford with our hand-picked deals. The packages, offered by Sports Breaks, include an official match ticket and an overnight stay in a hand-picked hotel. If you click on a link in this article, we will earn affiliate revenue. Man United home games. The 30th of December. V Wolves, from £155.17 Jan. V Manchester City, from £225.31 Jan. V Fulham, from £199. The 7th of February. V Tottenham, from £229.28 February. V Crystal Palace, from £189.14 Mar. V Aston Villa, from £199. The 11th of April. V Leeds United, from £204.25 April. V Brentford, from £179.20 May. V Liverpool, from £279. The 17th of May. V Nottingham Forest, from £199.